Good morning. Today is the 6th of September and we're here at the BMC and Leyland show, incorporating the National Mini and Metro show at the British Motor Museum in Gaydon in Warwickshire. It's quite early yet, so not everybody's arrived, but this is a 1991 Mini City 1000. It's owned by Jake from the Wull's Wheels YouTube channel. I do apologise if the light is a little bit less than ideal. There's not a lot I can do about that this morning. This has been a very heavily modified car. I think all the modifications he's made to this are actually reversible. But yes, if you go onto the Wull's Wheels channel, you will see a lot more about this car, various bits and pieces that he's actually done to it. I've got an information sheet here about it. I don't think I'm going to be able to cover quite all of this, but we will we'll endeavour to do as best we can. I remember these cars from when I was younger. One of my friend's mothers had a Mini Mayfair. I think it was about 1985. This is a bit of a later car, but a lot of it is still recognisable to me. First thing, of course, is just the size of these cars. They're absolutely tiny. I've never believed that, you know, that Issigonis was anything other than absolute genius, because you can fit 4 people in this car. Even somebody who's 6'5" will go in the front passenger seat. It's just a remarkable thing. The R50 Mini that you would have seen on No Budget Reviews a while ago, that's a much bigger car than this, and actually the space, certainly in the back and the boot, is not a lot more. Just love things like the catch on top of there for the boot, number plates, light holder, anything like that. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let's see if we can get inside. It's actually surprisingly comfortable in here. It's really not that bad. Wow. Look at all these amazing things here. Choke lever, remember that from my old Triumph Dynamite. Looks very similar actually to that. Got the ashtray at the top of here. I don't know if that's an original Rover sticker or not. These were sold under the Rover name, sort of, at the time. Though Mini really, became a separate mark, particularly under BMW ownership. The radios on Minis, I've seen them in all sorts of places. This particular one is sort of down there. It's a modern unit. It's kind of similar to the sort of thing that I have in my Rev 45 V6 actually. There's a brake fluid light in there. Don't quite know why that's sort of there. I think it's to test the circuit to see if you've got low brake fluid. That's quite handy. We've got rear screen heater, hazard light switch, side lights and main beam, and that's the heater control as well. That directs the airflow. Just a whole kind of load of improvements, but also original bits and pieces. Famous Mini kind of, I suppose, bus-like driving position. And the cable clutch, of course, in one of these as well. Gosh, there's really not much travel on that clutch pedal at all. Obviously, this car has had a few pedal rubbers added to it. 4-speed gearbox. I don't think actually a 5-speed gearbox was original equipment in any of these. I think there was a conversion kit for them, but I could be wrong about that. Very simple instrument display. Things like the Cooper would have had a completely different type of panel. This being a city, which is right at the bottom of the range, you only get a speedometer, a fuel gauge, and a water temperature gauge, and a couple of warning lights. It's sort of funny actually. There's just one little stalk there. That's all you get. It's absolutely brilliant. Oh, there is another stalk there. Seem to remember on earlier Minis, actually, this was the indicator stalk and the flasher. Just very simple controls to get in and out. That's how you get in and out. I know on really early Minis you just didn't even have a window winder, you just had a slider here and then a big, I suppose it was like a door map pocket. Jake's put in these speakers in here because I don't really think you were supposed to have a radio in here. I think Issigonis dictated that you didn't need things like that in your car, so it was an extra. Very simple little eyeball vents in either side of here, and this huge sort of parcel shelf type thing, or I don't know what you call it actually, just a shelf for putting all your odds and ends in the absence of a glove box. It does feel very much like sitting in a Beetle, an original Beetle, but it's even smaller than that. I'm amazed actually how this isn't too uncomfortable. I don't think a lot of these have seats that go too far forward and back. I think you can adjust the seat back and forth in this one. Some of them you can't. But yes, I'll see if I can get in the back actually. That might be interesting. As I recall, viewers, from many years ago when I used to travel to the back of one of these sometimes, you pull that lever there and it pulls the front seat up, and then you sort of limbo your way in. I might have to do that from the passenger side because I can't actually get myself in there. Hold on a second. Well, viewers, I did it. I can't say that was the most elegant experience I've ever had in my life, but I did it. I think the issue is when you push this up, but it kind of gets a bit caught on the top of there. The Mini I went in last was actually in South Africa. That didn't have any headrests on it, so it's one of the things to be aware of. And actually still, I mean, look at all this stuff you can fit in the side of here. It does actually have seat belts in the back, and we've got little Teddy, who obviously needs to come with a car like this. The seat belts aren't inertia real, and there's a very sensible safety precaution there. But yes, just an absolute marvel of packaging. I have to sit kind of down a bit, but my head just about fits in here. The seat doesn't quite come down from my knees, it's sort of about here. But a couple of children who, which I was back in the early 90s when I used to travel to the back of one of these, it just felt like a little adventure. And of course, a bouncy ride and a pinch up steering of this was just a wonderful thing to see. Anyway, let's have a look under the bonnet. Here we are. Now the engine of this car has been modified quite a bit. We've got a number of different sort of hoses and things on here. This is the weather shield to stop rain and things getting in the top. I know that particularly the earlier cars suffered from carburetor icing. I know that the radiators on the side there, transmission in sump, the engine oil is shed with the gearbox. An amazing sort of idea to put these two things together and just make the engine bay a lot smaller. As far as I remember, this developed somewhere in the region of 50 horsepower, possibly with modifications that Jake has made to this, slightly more, but that just seems like a very sensible thing to do. The grille isn't original either. This is a sort of Austin 7 style grille as in the original Austin 7 Mini from '59, and we've got hooded headlamps as well. It tells me that just pushing it down like that, and then like a Capri bonnet or something. Lovely. So this is the boot. Got the amplifier as well in here for the better audio system. Again, I'm just amazed that this isn't really a lot different to an R50 Mini, and yet the car's just so much smaller. On the earlier ones, of course, you could hang your number plate down as well on there if you wanted to hold the boot open for carrying more stuff. One thing I would point out is this car's got different mirrors on it from the standard ones, and there's a little overtaking mirror on there because the mirrors that are fitted to the car, the bullet ones, are quite small, so I imagine that helps a little bit. Yes, it's a lovely car. I like the way that Jake has made some very tasteful mods to this. including this fuel filler cap. Just love these little details like this. You just turn that round and there it is. Excellent. I haven't by any means covered all the modifications that Jake has made to this car. If you go to the Well's Wheels YouTube channel, there's a lot more videos on this one for you to enjoy as well. I recommend subscribing, and of course don't forget to subscribe to Lloyd Vehicle Consulting as well. We've got more videos from the BMC and Leyland show, which is also incorporating the National Mini and Metro show. So I'm sure we will be seeing more of those on the channel as well. But thank you ever so much indeed for watching. We've got a Facebook page, facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, and also Instagram, instagram.com/Lloyd_Vehicle_Consulting. Thank you, and thank you once again to Jake for allowing me to film this wonderful car.